Would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
Donald Trump all the way.
Even as a dictator?
Yes, yes.
Even coming out of Slovakia?
Yes, yes.
Would you?
America great again is a bad thing? You took my tip away. I didn't mean to disrespect you if I...
You took your tip away. You did that. Thank yourself for that, because you did have a tip until I saw your silly ass wearing that hat on my porch.
Oh, so now I'm silly. Okay.
Silly as hell. You just played yourself out of a $10 tip. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking silly.
I voted for Trump, and I still support, a lot of his policies. But I don't necessarily support the method that he's implementing.
So Trump supporters, I got a question, right? What's your process when he lies, right? Because obviously, we know over here that, he lies all the time, right? But I'm just trying to figure out your perspective. So, when you hear him lie, right? Is it, complete denial? You guys are like, nope, he didn't lie. You guys are the problem. He never lies. He always tell the truth. Or is it oh, he lied, but that's okay. That he does that. You got to lie sometimes.
Some of these people fail to realize down in Alabama who's broke, down in Louisiana who's broke. I can go through pretty much the entire South and tell you that they're broke and they rely on a lot of welfare from the government. To be perfectly honest, it is tax dollars from these big blue states like New York. Yeah, they send a lot of money into taxes, and then broke states end up benefiting from it. And now they're about to find out. So we're in the find out phase.
I know I've seen people saying that the fuck around and find out isn't going to work on the MAGA people. After my conversation with my father and brother, MAGA supporters, last night, I 100% agree with this.
Even the people who voted for Donald Trump do not want his policies.
Any of us that did not vote for him are absolutely not shocked. He's doing exactly what we were trying to warn so many of you about for months. But y'all are hard-headed. Y'all are hard-headed. Y'all are so hard-headed.
MAGA women are in the find out stage right now because they're finding out that MAGA men basically use them for their anti-abortion sentiments and their hate against other women to get the bills passed that they needed to, remain in that MAGA man power, misogynistic type of mindset.
Trump has only been back in the office for a few weeks and things are already falling apart, just not in the ways his supporters expected. They thought they were voting for someone who would make America great again, but instead they are waking up to the harsh reality of what they actually signed up for. Now social media is flooded with videos of MAGA voters regretting their decisions, saying this isn't just what we voted for. But should we really feel sorry for them, or this is just another case of people effing around and now finally finding out? Let's break this all down.
Make America great again is a bad thing? You took my tip away. I didn't mean to disrespect you if I...
You took your tip away. You did that. Thank yourself for that, because you did have a $10 tip until I saw your silly ass wearing that hat on my porch.
Oh, so now I'm silly. Okay.
Silly as hell. You just played yourself out of a $10 tip. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking silly.
Well, sir, it's my livelihood. This is how I make my money. I think it's super disrespectful for you to treat me that way. And I think that's what's...
I'm the disrespectful one? Are you stupid? Do you know how many groups of people just wearing that hat offends? Do you understand how many people and groups of people that hat offends alone? Do you understand?
Well, that's your personal opinion and your belief, and
but it's not an opinion. It's a literal fact.
It's a fact.
Literal reason why you have no tip now, because it offends a group of people that I am a part of, and it offends so much more than just me. So what do you mean it's an opinion? It's a literal fact.
Okay. Well, look, sir, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry.
But you did.
Look, I'm sorry. I hope you have a blessed day. I'm pretty sure your food's getting cold. Look. Thank you for your opinion.
The only thing cold if you don't get off my porch.
Oh, okay. Have a blessed day, sir. This conversation is over.
Let's go.
Farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump. This is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and Farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy, and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. Quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways? And I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years, major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
Regarding our newly elected president is exceeding my expectation. I knew it was likely, but like to see it happen, I can't be the only one. There's some sweet justice in just the FAFO-ness of it all. Oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this already. Or, oh my God, I'm shocked. Any of us that did not vote for him are absolutely not shocked. He's doing exactly what we were trying to warn so many of you about for months. But y'all are hard-headed. Y'all are hard-headed. Y'all are so hard-headed. And my very blue liberal heart is full, knowing that it is likely not going to take as long as I dreadfully thought it might for more and more people to wake up and smell the stank of what is Trump and all of his little minions and friends, especially the billionaire ones. Yeah, you thought they're here for you. You thought they're going to sit here and uphold your organizations and uphold you as an individual and like look out for the working man and the people that are the have-nots. Boy, are you in for a surprise. And I'm so glad to see it smacking you right in the face, not even 48 to 72 hours after he's been in office. I'm still a little sour over the fact that so many of us are going to have to suffer along with you. But you know what? My people that are right here in my circle, I hope you find some comfort knowing that it doesn't look like this FAFO shit show is going to last as long as we probably thought it might. Yeah, I really don't see much of America dealing with years of this. I don't. So yeah, never fret. Stay strong. Resist like hell. Don't give in. Call the bullshit out when you see it. And lean into community and each other. We're going to get through this, no matter how dark it gets. But we will get through, and in the end, we will be.
I know I've seen people saying that the fuck around and find out isn't going to work on the MAGA people. After my conversation with my father and brother MAGA supporters last night, I 100% agree with this. I know we keep saying, oh, they're going to find out, they'll experience something. The cult and brainwashing is so strong and powerful. I think they're so brainwashed that literally everything will be on fire around them. People falling over in the streets in front of them, and I don't think they would even recognize it.
So Trump supporters, I got a question, right? What's your process when he lies, right? Because obviously, like, we know over here that, like, he lies all the time, right? But I'm just trying to figure out y'all perspective. So, like, when you hear him lie, right, is it, like, complete denial? Like, you guys are like, nope, he didn't lie. Like, you guys are the problem. He never lies. He always tell the truth. Or is it like, oh, he lied, but that's okay. That he does that. You got to lie sometimes, right? It's okay You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to do all of these like great things. Like which one goes through your head, or is it something else, right? Like, because I don't understand how y'all can watch this man lie over and over and over and over and over again and think he's just the best thing since sliced bread. Like, let me know.
Buyer's remorse amongst Trump's voters is very real. And I'm out of sympathy. But it's not just my opinion that the buyer's remorse is out there. It's not just a few people on social media talking about buyer's remorse. It is literally the latest round of polling that we have received that shows that even the people who voted for Donald Trump do not want his policies. According to two new national surveys that were written up in the Bulwark, one of them was the Network Exit Poll and the other was a VoteCast survey. Here's what they found. 70% of voters believed the country was heading in the wrong direction. Among that 70%, 2/3 voted for Trump. 40% of voters said Kamala Harris had been tested and delivered negative results, compared to only 35% who said she had been tested and delivered positive results. For Trump, the balance was reversed. 49% said he had delivered positive results, compared to 45% who said he had delivered negative results. All right, so that explains the voting, right? Oh, Harris did horrible things. Nope, she didn't. But okay, if you believe that, that's what you believed. It's too late to change it because you already voted. Trump did great things. Really? Like, this is what, and by the way, this is what I've been telling y'all for years and years and years. Voters have the attention span that's about equivalent to the life expectancy of a fruit fly. Okay? They always look back and think, well, things weren't that bad. Even if it's just 6 months ago, well, things weren't that bad. And that's what happened here. That is absolutely what happened, and that is what this poll proves to us. And here's where it gets down to the nitty-gritty. When VoteCast asked about increasing taxes on goods imported to the U.S. from other countries, voters split almost evenly, 49% in favor, 50% against. Polls taken since the election, because that was prior to the election, suggest that the political balance might tip slightly in Trump's favor when the word tariffs is used instead of taxes, but the balance tips against Trump when the tariffs are substantial. In general, the numbers indicate that if the public feels the cost of tariffs, sentiment will turn against them. More than 60% of voters believe abortion should be legal in all or most cases. What is this? Sorry. 57% said the government needs to be even more involved in, quote, ensuring that Americans have health care coverage. Trump and his party will also face blowback if their proposed Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., messes with vaccines. In the VoteCast survey, only 22% of voters said they wanted the government to be less involved in ensuring that children are vaccinated for childhood diseases. 50% said they wanted the government to do more, and another 26% favored the government's current level of involvement. 54% of voters believe Trump's views are too extreme, and nearly 60% are at least somewhat concerned about that. And the VoteCast survey showed 45% of voters were concerned he would bring the U.S. closer to authoritarianism, while another 10% were at least somewhat concerned about that, bringing it to a 55% majority. They don't want his tariffs. They don't want him to kill Obamacare. They don't want Robert F. Kennedy Jr. anywhere near the government. They don't want the abortion bans. They don't want authoritarianism, but we voted for him anyway. When I tell you I've run out of sympathy for these folks, this is what I'm talking about, okay? You can't say that you want this guy, but you don't want any of the things the guy promised to do or, was suggested to do, like the authoritarianism. He didn't promise to be an authoritarian, other than on day one, of course. But the other things, he told you flat out what he was going to do. He just didn't explain to you how it was going to screw you over. You had to go and look that up yourselves, but y'all didn't want to spend 90 seconds doing a quick Google search and learning about that. That's all it would have taken. Maybe you could spend a little more time, maybe 5 minutes out of your day. For the last year, 5 minutes out of one day to learn these things, but you didn't. Instead, you put on your rose-colored glasses and you looked at the past and you thought, well, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all Capitol riots and COVID. We did have what? What out of that first administration makes you look back on it and say, you know what? That was actually good. The answer is nothing. But nobody ever pressed y'all on that. Nobody. That's the fault of the press. That's the fault of the media. I sat here every single day for 4 years reminding you of how horrible it was. But you didn't listen. You wanted Trump, you just don't want his policies, but you can't separate the two. You get the one, you get the other part. And we're just going to have to sit back and you're going to have to listen to us say for the next 4 years, the buyer's remorse amongst Trump's voters is very real.
If this all feels familiar, it's because we've seen it before. MAGA voters have a long history of supporting policies that sound good in speeches but end up hurting them in reality. Remember when farmers cheered up for Trump's immigration policies only to lose the very workers they needed to keep their farms running? Or when low-income Trump voters realized that cutting government aid programs meant they were the ones losing healthcare and food assistance? What about when small business owners thought Trump would help them but ended up watching big corporations get all the tax breaks? This regret cycle keeps repeating, yet every election, these same people line up to vote for him again. Why? Because they buy into the rhetoric and ignore the reality. But this time, the consequences are hitting them faster than ever. So what exactly is making these MAGA voters suddenly realize they've been played? Let's go over a few key changes that are already making people panic. Cuts to the social programs. Trump and the GOP are making moves to slash programs like Medicaid, food stamps, and other benefits. The irony, many of his supporters rely on these same programs. Just like before, Trump's tax cuts are designed to benefit corporations and billionaires, not working class Americans. Some MAGA voters expected tax relief, but instead, they are seeing higher costs while the richer get richer. Economic policies leading to the higher prices. With Trump's return, inflation and economic instability are creeping back up. Some of his decisions like tariffs and cuts to the trade agreement are causing prices to rise. Regular Americans, including those who voted for him, are the ones feeling the squeeze. Broken promises on jobs and wages. Many Trump supporters believed he would bring back American jobs and increase wages. But just weeks in, they are seeing that corporate greed is still running unchecked and nothing is trickling down the workers. These changes are happening fast, and now the same people who were chanting Trump 2024 are realizing that the joke is on them. At this point, MAGA voters are splitting into two groups. The regretful ones, and these are the people who are starting to wake up. They are making TikTok videos admitting that Trump's policies are not what they expected. They are shocked at how quickly things are falling apart, and some are even publicly admitting they made mistakes. Now, we have another second group of MAGA voters, the MAGA diehards. And these are the ones who refuse to accept reality. Even as Trump's policies hurt them directly, they still defend him, blame someone else, or claim that he just needs more time. They are in the complete denial, refusing to admit they were wrong. Now, here is the real question. Should we feel bad for these regretful MAGA voters? On one hand, some of them genuinely didn't see this coming. They were misled, fed lies by the right-wing media, and manipulated by the fear-based politics. Some might say they deserve sympathy. But on the other hand, all the warning signs were there. Trump's policies were never a secret. He made it clear that his priorities were tax cuts for the rich, rolling back social programs, and favoring corporations. If these voters ignored all the evidence and still chose to support him, isn't this just the natural consequences of their own choices? It's very hard to feel sorry for people who actively voted against their own interests and now shocked at the outcomes. Did they really think Trump was going to help the working class? Or did they just enjoy the idea of owning the libs so much that they ignored the reality? Maybe instead of the sympathy, what they really need is a wake-up call. This whole situation raises an important question. Will these voters actually learn from their mistake? Or will they fall from the same tricks again in the next election? If history tells us anything, it is that political regret doesn't always last. Many of these voters might be angry now, but by the time 2028 rolls around, they could easily be back supporting another politician who make the same empty promises. The circle of FAFO will continue unless people start paying attention to policies instead of just voting based on emotion, fear, and the culture wars. Trump may have tricked them at this time, but will they finally wake up before it happens again? So here we are, just few weeks into Trump's presidency, and the regrets are already pulling in. MAGA voters thought they were getting something different, but reality is hitting hard. Some are finally realizing they made a mistake, while others are still clinging to their own delusions. But at the end of the day, should we feel bad for them? Or is this just another classic case of FAFO? Let me know what you think in the comments section. And if you want to watch more other videos of MAGA regretting, watch these two videos.